Ever looked up at the night sky and asked, "What's a star really?" You're not the only one. This question has tickled for ages. Today we're going to break down what these twinkling sky dots that have caught our attention since forever really are. And we'll do it in a way that's easy to understand for beginners. Stars are like giant glowing balls of gas. They're very important because they make up galaxies, and there are billions of them all over the universe. But how are stars created and what happens when they end? Let's compare it to making a snowball. The star's life begins in a place called a nebula, which is a huge cloud of dust and gas. Think of this as the snow on the ground. As more and more of this snow gets pulled together by gravity, it forms a small snowball, or what we call a protostar. Over lots of time, this snowball or protostar keeps gathering more snow or matter and gets hotter. When it gets hot enough in its middle part to start a process called nuclear fusion, it begins to glow brightly, and voila, we have a star. So, stars are kind of like living things on Earth because they aren't around forever. They have what we call a life cycle. A star's size tells us how long it's going to stick around. Tinier stars, like our own sun, use up their energy slowly and can stay lit for billions of years. On the other hand, big stars use up their energy really quickly and can only last a few million years. The end of a star's life is as amazing as when it first starts shining. Like a car running out of gas, stars use up their energy over time. When they run out of this energy, they can't resist the pull of gravity anymore. What happens after this depends on how big the star is. Stars that are about the same size as our sun get really big and turn red when they use up all their hydrogen fuel. After a while, they lose their outer part and only a heavy center part called a white dwarf is left. Big stars have a pretty exciting life. When they run out, they go out with a big bang, which we call a supernova. What's left after this huge blast can turn into a neutron star, or if it's really big, a black hole. Think of a black hole like a super strong vacuum that's so powerful even light can't get away from it. In conclusion, stars are shiny balls of hot gas that come into existence in cloudy nebula and end their life turning into white dwarfs, neutron stars, or black holes. Even though a star's life lasts for billions of years, it shows how exciting and ever-changing the universe is. From when they're born in space nurseries called nebulae to when they go out with a bang, stars are like cosmic light bulbs that help us learn more about space. They're not just tiny lights we see when it gets dark, they're amazing space objects with incredible life stories. In mind, when you gaze at the stars, you're like a guest at a show that's been running non-stop for billions of years. It's like seeing a giant puzzle of the universe that's slowly coming together. This expedition through the life of stars illustrates how the universe never stays still, always in flux, always progressing. So when you're under a clear night sky the next time, enjoy the simplicity of stargazing. Each star has a story to narrate, an astronomical narrative of birth, life, and death that is deeply captivating. If you're a beginner, just look up and marvel at the twinkling dots in the sky. Try to identify constellations or patterns. You don't need to be an astronomer to appreciate the beauty of the night sky. Just allow yourself the time to gaze and unwind.